Alright, welcome back everyone. It's David, aka Faramir 4731, bringing you the next part of our France All-Out War campaign. So, last episode we took Hanover, and we now occupy that, but we're going to be rolling our forces back towards Westphalia, and we took Ireland from Great Britain, destroying the British Empire. We did, however, trade Ireland to Louisiana because they are our protectorate, and we do get 50% of their income, and we need those troops elsewhere because we just don't have the funding to hold that many regions at this time. So now it's time that we get things rolling back in our economy. We got to get some naval battles done so we can get our money back in our pockets. So here you can see, basically, I'm just making as many moves as I possibly can to raid as much shipping as I can find. Every naval battle counts a great deal to add more money into the purse. So, as you can see, I have lost Flanders to rebels, and now I'm going to come under assault by a heavy naval fleet, and that's really a great thing that the Austrians are doing this, because this is just going to be a huge amount of income for me. Okay, so big money's there, but I do want to take these Indian men's. Reduces it down just a little bit. Okay, we definitely want to do that. Okay, 600 to the bank. So I'm feeling pretty confident about this point. And I'm making an assault on Savoy to try and take that land for our own. But there's going to be, and you can see I'm shifting over some more units to make that invasion. Unfortunately for me, there's something unexpected that comes about, and that's in the form of the Austrians coming to try to take Württemberg from me. So I've got to deal with this threat, and I mistakenly fight this battle, which I should have just let it fall. And I try to corner camp and leave a cav here hidden in the trees where I can ambush the general and give him a huge morale shock by hitting the general. And things start off pretty well. I've got him sandwiched in here with this cav, but he's just out of range from my militia. My citizenry are doing crap, and now I'm shifting over because he's trying to take me. This ends up being a fatal move, because you're going to see that cav's going to pass right in front of me and around to my flank and then scoot right past. And my cav that's hidden, now I'm in jeopardy of it being hit. So I bring it out of hiding mistakenly. I should have just been patient. So now they lay chase to me. And my goal here, after being spotted, is to go and get his art. So I sweep around to the back of their lines, and I am able to get to one of their artillery and knock that out. But unfortunately, his cav is going to come in and make short work of my cav. So things are turning absolutely disastrous, and it does at least provide a distraction, is what I figured, was most of the units are going to be chasing my cav. But now the problem is I've got all my 7 units versus these 2 line and this cav, but this cav is just going to provide tremendous problem, and he's got another unit coming up on my flank, another unit coming in behind, so I'm trying to deal with this cav as quickly as I can, and it just keeps popping in and out. It's almost scary that the AI is doing something decent, and I'm coming under fire with my militia here in the center by that line, and it's not faring well for me. So I'm just gonna kite back, and you know, I am gonna finally deal with this line in front, but I'm gonna have to use my general to cav charge it to provide a little bit of a relief of getting shot down by this, you know, line, because as you know, the lines for Austria are so much bigger. So now I've shifted after I've taken out that cav and most of that other line. I am now going to push forward, pulling my general back, and I hope I can get some good shots in and then kite back and just, you know, continue that process. And now you can see that you know, I'm going to be facing the brunt of the force coming up here amongst my forces here pretty soon. So now it's going to be time to start shifting back. I am getting some decent shots in, but it's not clearly enough, so I'm going to be pulling back and just continuing this process. So they're actually making pretty good pursuit of me. Now I'm dealing with 4 lines and cav on the flank, so it's becoming an absolute mess. Things are deteriorating quickly, so I mean, I should have tried to retreat off the battlefield. I wasn't thinking clearly because I was thinking I could do better on this, so I stay and hold ground, try to throw my militia in as a meat shield so I can stack up some of these lines in so I can shoot them. Again, critical mistake here. This is going to cost me this battle. So now Austria has pushed forward to Alsace-Lorraine against my remaining troops, and has frustrated me to the point I just auto-resolve. So I lost Alsace-Lorraine and Württemberg, and now I have luckily after that recovered with a nice naval battle, recovering a pretty darn good amount of income. And luckily this happened early on, where I'm able to shift the units I was going to be taking to take on Savoy, and now I've got to divert them to recapturing Alsace-Lorraine. And now I'm going to be fighting off these rebels. I need to eliminate this threat quickly, so I'm going to go ahead and get in here and fight these, as my goal is to you know, eliminate as much hostile opponents on the map in my near vicinity as possible, so I can deal with any Austrian threats or anything else that pops up out of the I guess the expected realm. So here you're going to see, basically I'm just going to be doing a typical tactic that I use, where I put my artillery in the center of my forces, because I know that's going to be a concentration for AI to go after my artillery. And then I'm going to push my lines up on the flanks, but here they're taking ever so long, so I'm going to go ahead and shift my infantry forward with my artillery coming up to lay themselves down as I come up and put some fire support down for the artillery. So here things are going pretty darn well, and I'm just making short work of them. This is going to help me get some experience for my lines, and you can see I'm just putting some pain on these poor souls. So this battle is going to wrap up pretty quickly, even more quickly than I expected, which is pretty nice. But then I'm realizing I've got to run these fools down so they don't come back, and they're just going to be a little bit too far out of my grasp to get that done. But I'm going to win this battle pretty absolutely easy. Okay.
En avant!
So after the disaster in Alsace-Lorraine, I'm going to be a little more cautious. I'm actually going to fight these battles that normally I would probably take a risk on auto-resolving, but like I said, things are just too in need right now for me to take any risks. But you see, I'm going to just be basically using the same exact tactic I used on the last battle, and the poor old AI, they just don't learn from their past mistakes like I do. So I'm going to just push up, and I'm going to slam into them as hard as possible, and it's going to provide me with some really good results and get my confidence back up again after taking that pretty devastating loss in Württemberg and Alsace-Lorraine. Yeah, so now it's just pretty much a mop up of these band of rebels, just a mop and clean up situation. They're just going to rout out like, I don't even have a good explanation. Alright, so there goes our threat in the Netherlands is completely taken care of, and public order is getting better and better as I get my troops in there. That should improve it tremendously. So I'm going to rebuild and get some things repaired. I'm going to start working on, like I said, just getting this public order, getting the regions I still have control of back in a good situation. So now I've got my rebels here in Westphalia that I've got to deal with, so I am going to take some punishment out on them as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're wanting to know what they did to deserve it, but of course they're there. That's all that they need to do. Alright, so again, same tactics as the other battle. I'm just going to be using my artillery in the center and having two-line flanking on either side and trying to force them into a situation that I can use that artillery on. If they do have artillery in the trees, I'm going to go ahead and push up my two lines to shoot that out because that'll force them out. And the cav on the flank, I do get a decent shot on. Now I'm going to just form square and take some advantage of him. Alright, so these guys are quickly going to rout out the artillery and the cav, and this is going to allow me to throw some solid shot on their line, hopefully pushing them forward, but it doesn't look like they're wanting to come, so I'm going to have to go to them. They do come up a little bit, and I do get my artillery set up, so now it's time to let my artillery have some fun in this battle. They seem to think they were pretty left out, and you know, we can't have that. So I'm going to get some pretty great shots on this line here directly in front of me. There's the first three, and then the next three are just going to go straight down their line, and that's going to ruin some morale in the ranks. Now I'm going to go ahead and push forward as I got those two lines out. I'm just down to two more lines left, so I'm going to be able to completely flank and out shoot and outgun these two units and quickly knock them out, making this another solid victory for me against these rebels. And I know that I had them outgunned a little bit, but hey, that's their problem. They should have came with more men, huh? Oh well. It is what it is. So I'm going to have basically the advantage of the trees on several of my units, and you can see both of their units are going to be sitting out in the open field for the most part. And this is going to help me stay pretty healthy in this fight. Although I do have 2 units on the left that are out of the trees, but like I said, I come out of this battle pretty healthy and feeling pretty good. Just got to try to completely take out these units 100%. I don't want to have to continually fighting the rebels right now. I want to knock them out, get my bonuses, because I'm not far off from getting this region under control, and time is of the essence for me now. So it's time to stick the bayonets in and put it to them. I do have 1 unit that came back that's right behind me, but you can see that as his buddies rout out, they're not going to want to have much to do with the fight either, so I'll lay chase to him. So all in all, I'm very happy with the results of that battle. Do leave some men on the field, but I am going to leave a few units behind to take them out and start sending the rest back to my capital region there and try to knock them out. So I do have the combined force, so I'm going to auto-resolve that, and there they go. So back we go, and away they went. Okay, so with those objectives pretty much handled, now I'm going to focus back on the sea and try to take out these 2 ships coming to raid my shipping lanes. I do take them out. I'm going to go ahead and add those to my fleet because the Indiamans do provide a little bit better ability to raid the shipping from their shipping routes. Alright, so England's starting to get some bad public order still, and now I've got the Austrians coming out to meet my force that was going to invade Savoy, that shifted and went back to get Alsace-Lorraine. So now I'm going to be dealing with these I have choice words for the Austrians right now, but I will be a better man and I will just say these opposing soldiers, because I'm going to be good. So they are going to heavily push my left flank, as you can see. So I'm going to only be able to use my artillery on these 2 units that are showing up on my right flank, and I've got my light infantry there to hold that. While I'm pushing my cav, you can see in the middle left of the screen, I pushed my cav to the back, and now they are going to take on his cav, and I do get a great shot on his cav before he comes in. So my carabiners, which are my generals, so this is kind of scary at first, but we make pretty short work of them. And now it's time to go run down that artillery that keeps shelling me from a distance and knock that artillery out. And a lot of times artillery will be the general, so that's what I'm going to kind of be hoping for. So you can see my artillery, my cav did take out the artillery already, and I did kill their general, which was the artillery, and I got one of their other generals that was on the field as well. So now my cav is in the back just running amok, running down some people, while here on the left flank I am just going to continue to pound these guys, and I'm just going to go ahead and run into melee and while I'm holding with my far left with 1 unit, and that way I can just knock these units out as quickly as possible. So I'm gonna start bringing up my lights to get into that melee, because they're actually a pretty decent unit. They should be able to provide a little boost for that line that I have in square. I put them in square to really give me a better advantage on that melee attack. So I'm going to bring my cav up now that I've knocked those units out, trying to just eliminate as many men from coming or staying alive to provide me some kind of resistance in Alsace-Lorraine. So I'm just trying to run them all down. As you can see, all the units are now starting to break. Things went extremely well in this battle. My men are gaining even more experience, and yeah, so this battle really went extremely well for me. So with this cav, I should have every ability to run down all these guys, or as many as possible. So you can see from here that my lands are shrinking. I'm putting some of the other nations on here so you can see where their standings are. Austria is expanded into my territory, but I'm going to be coming back to take that back from them here shortly. Pretty darn good shape to take Alsace-Lorraine, so get ready. Next episode, we're really going to take it to them for this insulting attack on our regions. So get ready for part 14 coming up next. Like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.